We have some more news from the Biden White House. So I have an article from the Daily Beast in front of me, and I'll read you a little bit of it. So dozens of young White House staffers have been suspended, asked to resign, or placed in a remote program due to past marijuana use. Frustrating staffers who are pleased by initial indications from the Biden administration that recreational use of cannabis would not be immediately disqualifying for would-be personnel, according to three people familiar with the situation. The policy has even affected staffers whose marijuana use was exclusive to one of the 14 states and the District of Columbia where cannabis is legal. Sources familiar with the matter also said a number of young staffers were either put on probation or canned because they revealed past marijuana use in an official document they filled out as part of the lengthy background check for a position in the Biden White House. In some cases, staffers were informally told by transition higher-ups ahead of formally joining the administration that they would likely overlook some past marijuana use, only to be asked to resign later. Now, Jen Psaki, White House press secretary, was asked about this, and basically she does what her job entails. She's basically damage control and propaganda for the president of the United States. That's what every press secretary is, okay? And so basically she says, oh, well, there were hundreds of people hired into the administration, and she claims there were only 5 who had started working in the White House that are no longer employed because of this policy. I would question that greatly. And she also had this to say. Listen to this. And I quote, "In an effort to ensure that more people have an opportunity to serve the public, we worked in coordination with the security service to ensure that more people have the opportunity to serve than would not have in the past with the same level of recent drug use. While we will not get into individual cases, there were additional factors at play in many instances for the small number of individuals who were terminated." Additional factors at play. Such as what? Name me a few. Name a couple of those factors, please. So basically what's happening here is they're purging from the White House staff young people, mostly, that have had past usages of cannabis. And it's quite ironic that this is happening kind of after I just recently made the video about the dumbass governor from Nebraska saying that weed will kill the kids. Here we have White House personnel getting purged from their jobs or would-be jobs because they engaged in some marijuana use. So this is incredibly stupid and just ridiculous and honestly reprehensible because of who Joe Biden is and what his history is. So this is Crime Bill Joe Biden, tough on crime Joe Biden. He was really tough on drugs a while back. It seems like he still is, apparently. They say he's gotten better, as I just read in this article. This is Iraq War Joe Biden, okay? All the above here. I don't need to go down the list, okay? This is a chance, honestly. Like, his presidency here, in my opinion, is a solid chance to kind of just do better on his past mistakes. Now, we know some of those things aren't mistakes. Most of those things aren't mistakes, okay? But this is a chance to kind of do better and clean up your record a little bit and show the people that, okay, I'm not who I used to be. You know, I don't have the same kind of reprehensible values that I used to hold near and dear to my heart. You know what I mean? You know, show the people that you've changed in some form or fashion. This doesn't do that whatsoever. And then, of course, you have Kamala Harris, who's his vice president, who a while back laughed at the idea of legal marijuana. And, of course, on the campaign trail, she changed her tune instantly because legal marijuana is a popular idea. And so, you know, these politicians, they go wherever the wind blows. This is absolutely ridiculous. And on Twitter, of course, a couple of astute individuals pointed out former politicians that you might know that have engaged in cannabis use. A young Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, and JFK have all engaged in cannabis use. Ryan Grimm points out here that JFK smoked pot right in the White House. Ridiculous. You can actually find photos of a younger Barack Obama with a joint in hand. But no, a couple of young White House staffers smoking a little marijuana disqualifies them from a job. This is absolutely ridiculous, and you're not going to get the truth of it from the press secretary either. As I stated earlier, her job is literally to facilitate propaganda for the president and be damage control. But this is a moment in time for Joe Biden to do better and kind of show the people, as I stated earlier, and I must restate because it's very important, to show the people that he's changed, that he is a more progressive president, that he is that FDR that his administration so claims that he is. And doing things like this is not the way to do it. And by the way, what does smoking marijuana have to do with their job at all? I don't understand that in the least, in the slightest.